Ms. Bacall, I have a question. A few people today have gotten autographed pictures from you, and I can tell how much they're going to cherish those pictures and those signatures. But these days, it's kind of like a new breed of professional autograph seeker that go out and sell them. How aggressive are those people sometimes
They're
with
very
you?
aggressive. And unfortunately, I mean, in New York, for example, I see the same faces all the time. You see them at every movie opening, every theater opening, every event. The same people are out there. Oh, please, won't you? Please. And they're very pushy. And they want to be photographed with you. They always want to get in the picture. And and you say no pictures, and they keep taking the pictures. I mean, they can be very unpleasant. And I say, go away.
Okay. Now, I have a question about when you size up your co-stars in a film. John Wayne with The Shootist. How did you two size each other up before the film?
Well, we'd worked together before, you know, in Blood Alley.
Yeah.
So this was our second time together. And we got along terrifically well. It's amazing for two people whose opinions on almost everything were diametrically opposed to one another. We had natural chemistry between us. And I don't know why or how, there's no explanation for that, but it was there. And he was wonderful, and he was really sick. And his behavior all through it was terrific. And he gave a wonderful performance. And he was living that part, I'm afraid. So it wasn't a question of sizing anyone up. It was just I was glad to work with him again. Because and I was very glad to work with Don Siegel, who I liked very much as a director.
And Ron Howard, too.
And Ron, my baby boy, look what's happened to him.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And another film, How to Marry a Millionaire. You know, 3 very strong women in that film. How did you go into that? Was there a little bit of a standoffishness at first?
Not at all. Not at all. Number one, it was a wonderful script, wonderful story. We each had terrific parts. It was funny, and we all got along fabulously. And Betty Grable was a totally adorable woman, and very friendly and lots of fun. And Marilyn was very, very sweet and kind of sad and kind of unsure of what to do with herself, you know, but she had her coach there all the time and all of that stuff. But she was very nice. I mean, there was no sense of being competitive. There was none of that stuff at all. And so we had a great time. And then, of course, William Powell was no slouch. He was wonderful to work with. So, I mean, that was and Negulesco, of course, was a great friend of mine, so good director, and we just had a wonderful time.
I have a question about politicians. I'm sure you've met a lot of politicians in your lifetime. Are they very adept at making small talk, or do you find that politicians are often in awe of actors?
Well, I don't think they're in awe of too many people, I must say. But I think that they're always happy to meet people in our profession. Although some of them love to knock our profession because that's how they get their names in the papers. But they're not averse to having us go out and work for them or appear with them or for them. No, I mean, I don't think that, I think we kind of have a natural kind of attraction to one another because there are elements of our professions that are similar. But politicians are politicians after all. So they try to do what is the politically correct thing all the time, if they can.
Yeah.
Anything to get a vote, you know.
You know, you've been involved in some classic movie scenes. I'm just wondering, how often do people come up to you and start quoting or playing back scenes from movies?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, I get that from time to time, you know, and it's pretty funny because also whenever I'm on a television show, on a talk show or whatever, you know, and they'd have an excerpt of their film clips, there's always that one clip that is always there. So audiences are so familiar with that now, I suppose, that, I mean, when they come up there, that's my identity to a lot of them.
So what is your pet response when someone asks you, well, so how do you whistle?
But I say, but I don't whistle. It's the man that is supposed to whistle. That's what the scene was about, not about me.